Hello Reborners, my name is Karen and this is Making Dolls with Karen. I have Caspian back on the table again. He just got out from his bake and he's looking pretty good. My towels are in a horrible shape here. I need to pull some of these out, they're falling off the table. Anyway, move all this out of the way. Here's how he looks now. I think he's ready for some layers. We're gonna try to put a few layers on him, and before we get too far into this, I wanna say that the contest is officially over, and we do have a winner. Her name is Melissa, and she answered all the questions correctly but one. And so she wanted her baby to be a surprise. I put up a few choices, and she told me the ones she liked and said just pick one for me, and so I'm gonna make it a surprise. I'm not gonna announce it here because she might see the video before she gets her doll in the mail, so I want it to be a surprise for her. So I will be announcing the doll she got after I know she's received her package. So I'll be mailing it out tomorrow, and depending on how slow the mail is, she will get it in a day or two. Well, a few days, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna get on into Caspian here. He's had his enhancements, and we're ready to put some layers on him, I think. His creases look pretty good. Not as good as I expected. I may be doing some of his creases over. Not sure yet. I did the creases and then I painted over them without baking first, and there's sort of a little bit of them came off. Not all of them, but a little bit of them. So I'm gonna probably put his layers of 05 on and then do the creases on top of that, and that will probably make them stay a little better. Oh, my nose is itching. Oh, that means somebody's coming. That's what my mother used to say. I have to say, as far as the contest goes, it wasn't a flop really, but it wasn't as successful as I thought it might be. I got a few extra subscribers, some more extra watches, which this is what I was after, and some more likes. But I have to say, only 2 people actually participated in answering any questions. And I had hoped for a better turnout on that. But what can you do? I did get something out of it. I did get about 10 subscribers and more watches and likes than I had, and that's really what I was after. So I have to say it was successful, but not. I have to also say it wasn't the turnout I expected. I expected a lot of people would want to enter and would answer the questions, but I guess people looked at the questions and said, I'm just not willing to watch enough videos, and I don't remember enough from the videos I already watched to be able to answer the questions. And while Melissa was able to answer every question but one right, she, I don't know if she just remembered them. She didn't say. If she just remembered them from videos or she went back and watched a bunch of, I really don't know. But a lot of people just don't pay attention to my rambling, I guess. I ramble on and on when I'm painting, and I talk about my family, my life, my likes and dislikes. I just talk about everything. My dog, my children, everything. And some people just listen better than others, I guess. And I guess probably I wouldn't go back and watch all those videos either just to find out those answers. If I didn't just remember them, I probably wouldn't enter either. So I can't say as I blame anybody for not entering, but I just had hoped that, especially there were 3 or 4 people that I thought for sure would enter the contest because they literally watch every video I put out. One of them did enter, but she didn't beat Melissa, and so Melissa won. But the others didn't even enter. I don't know if they didn't see the video or what, but I have taken down the videos that explained all of the rules and stuff, and they're gone. And I have taken down the video that showed the dolls that they could pick from if they won. I've took all that down, so there's nothing left up about the contest. So it is officially closed. Caspian's going to be a cute baby. I think most of the dolls are cute though, and even the ones I think are kind of ugly, they sort of turn out cute, I think. I think I roasted him up just the right amount. I hope I did. And I hope I baked him good enough for this sealer I put on the back of his leg. It feels rough, so I'm gonna count that it's right. And after I paint him 2 coats of this color and do his nails and his lips, I'm not going to do it on camera again. You saw me do it once. I'm going to go back over some of his creases just to make sure they're dark enough to make it to the end, and get him back in a bake. And when we come back the next time, he'll be ready for his warm blush. And we'll get him on finished painting. I did start Emmy in the meantime. I did her creases and her nails and her lips. I didn't really do anything else to her yet, because too much enhancements at one time is not productive. You end up having to do them over, like I'm going to have to do his creases over. And so yeah, that I want to make sure that I'm doing just the right amount in each step. And so I'm going to do hers in 2 stages. After this step, I'll put the blue on her and I'll rose her up and all that stuff after her creases bake, because they won't come off after they bake. His leg's a little floppy. Look at that. It's like sometimes, you know, just like the head caves in sometimes. Sometimes the limbs do that too, but usually when you stuff them, they'll come on back out. So I'm not real worried about that. He's not going to be getting just a huge amount more bakes. So it's not like he's going to just fall apart or anything. His little hands are so cute. They're just darling, I think. I did go over his hands a little bit more after he got his, pink on his hands, but it's his feet that I can't see the creases on. I see it plenty on his hands. Okay, we got to get some more on the sponge. And we're going to give him 2 coats of this because it's kind of light. I still haven't given Lane any hair yet. I'm going to start him tonight. I did Candy. She got, even though I said she was going to be a blonde, she ended up being curly black hair. I had all that curly black hair that I had ordered for Ruby, and I was sitting there looking through the hair trying to decide what color to give her. I never really decide for sure until I'm ready to put it on there, and I'm holding hair up next to their face and stuff, and I decided, I'm probably never going to be able to use this black hair. I'm not a fan of black hair. I ought to just root it on up in a doll. It's curly and it's cute, and use it up. So I gave her curly black hair. I don't know how she'll come out. I don't know if she'll look good or not. I mean, she's finished, but I know how she came out. I'm not saying, but I just don't know if she'll be a popular doll, if somebody will want her, or if they'll think she's weird looking. I know what I think, but I don't know what anybody else is going to think. You never know what somebody thinks, what you think is pretty on a doll. Sometimes they don't sell. And the one you think is the ugliest, well, somebody snatches it right up. I know one doll I always thought was so ugly was Harlow. She just had this scowling look on her face like she was the grouchiest baby ever. And I thought, this doll will never sell. She was posted only for about 3 hours and she sold. Literally that quick. And I made another one and she sold in about a week. And I haven't been able to get another one. She's one that got discontinued from that bad factory. The second one I made had a torso. I gave her a Maggie torso, and she sold kind of quick too. And I don't know. People like them torso dolls. I don't know why. I hate torsos. Not only do I hate painting them, but they make the doll hard to me. I don't like them to have that hard feeling on. I like soft dolls. Dolls are supposed to be squishy, especially baby dolls. These aren't like American Girl dolls, or these are baby dolls. They're supposed to look like babies. They're supposed to be soft and cuddly. And those torsos just make them stiff and hard. And I don't like that. But that's me. Everybody's different. The torso dolls seem to be popular. People seem to like them. I still have to put Maggie together. I mean, Maddox. I spent all that time painting his torso, and I don't have a body for him yet. I did order one, but Bountiful Baby just posted. I don't know if it's still up now, but earlier today they posted their 19-inch bodies, which is the most popular body I use, for $5 and something. Even though I had already ordered some bodies the day before, I turned around and ordered some more because they were such a good buy. And I need bodies desperately bad. And so I ordered 20 more bodies, and they were such a good buy, like $5.97. They're never that price. That is such an exemplary, wonderful price. And Bountiful Baby's bodies are better than any of the bodies you can get anywhere else. That's my opinion, because they're what I call premium bodies. They have the gathers in them. They're not those fat, chubby bodies that I can't stand. And they also have those little pockets that are right around where the legs and arms attach, that don't let any stuffing or anything fall out of them. And it just makes a better body to me. And I needed a 20-inch one for Maddox, and I ordered one 20-inch one, and I ordered the rest of them 19-inch. And I ordered 20 19-inch ones, so that'll do me for a while. But I had already ordered some the day before, some bodies. I don't remember how many, 10 or 12 or something, whatever I could afford. But I sort of went into my money that I wasn't really supposed to spend and ordered those other bodies because, I mean, who can pass that up, you know? That is such an exemplary price. And I ordered 2 more. They're having a site-wide 40% off sale for Labor Day, all through the weekend, and they were changing the things that they had on a deep discount, and everything else on their website was 40% off, which is a great time to buy your paint and your mediums and stuff, and all the other things that they have that you might want that never really go on sale, like hair and needles and all those things that you might want that they have. Magnets, it's a great time to get magnets. And if you like their stockings, I love their stockings. They're better than knee-high hose stockings. They're more like trouser socks, and they're thicker, and they hold the stuff better. And I just keep touching them to that. I gotta quit doing that. And I like those better than the knee-highs, the knee-high stockings, you know, that you can buy at Walmart or wherever, because they're thicker, and they don't let as much stuff. If you make dolls, you know what I'm talking about when I say it goes through the stocking. The glass will sieve right through there, and you'll lose some of it. But these don't do. I mean, something's gonna pass through unless it's just great big. And but this doesn't let near as much come through as those little nylons do. They just come right through there like you ain't got them in nothing. You got to put them in like 2 or 3 nylons, and with these trouser socks, you don't have to use as many at one time, so it's better. I like some of the things Bountiful Baby has. Well, he's not going to sit up now. I squeezed him a little too much on his neck. I like some of the things that Bountiful Baby carries, way better than anybody else's. One is their magnets. They have wonderful magnets. I've ordered magnets from other companies before, and they're not nearly as strong as the Bountiful Baby magnets. If you want your pacifier to really stay on your baby, you're going to want to get the magnets from Bountiful Baby, especially if you're getting pre-made pacifiers. The pre-made pacifiers don't have as strong of a magnet as you can put in one you make yourself. They just don't. I don't care what they say, they're not the same. The Bountiful Baby magnets are super strong, rare earth magnets, and they just work better than any that I've bought from any other company ever. So I highly recommend them. I get the big ones to go, they're about, here they are. They're in one big long row. It's a whole bunch of magnets, but they're big, this big around. And then there's a smaller one, and they're kind of thick. See how thick they are? And then they have a smaller one that you put on the pacifier itself. And they're strong enough that when they try to attract all the way through the doll's head, they actually hold the pacifier on there. Some of the other magnets that I've used in the past, you'd pick up the doll, they got a pacifier stuck to their mouth, and it just falls off. And it's just not any good. And I really like the strength of the Bountiful Baby ones. They are just better. And I'm not going to say their hair is any better than, say, Dolls by Sandy or when Dolls So Real was still in business. They had pretty good hair. It's all, it's not what you'd call premium at all, but it's mohair. And mohair is from a goat, in case you don't know. And it doesn't matter where you buy it, it's still from a goat. If it's not goat hair, it's not mohair. It's something else. You can get Angora, which I think comes from a rabbit. And I think you can get alpaca hair as well. And some people even root with synthetic hair or human hair. When I made my last order from Dolls So Real before they went out of business, I ordered some human hair, and I never have worked with anything harder than that. Oh well, the synthetic hair is pretty hard too. I ordered some synthetic hair because I was going to make a clown, and it was blue and green and purple and all them colors. And I thought, well, that's a good color to be using for a clown. And so I ordered some, and it was very hard to root as well. It's plasticky feeling. If you've ever had a Thumbelina or any of those dolls from long ago, or maybe even some now, I don't know what kind of hair American Girl's got, but I know synthetic hair is very plasticky feeling, and you can immediately tell it's not real hair, and not hair from any sort of an animal. It's synthetic, and it is super hard. It's slick and shiny, and it's just hard to root. I like to have never rooted that clown. And I said, no more. And I had to order 3 or 4 colors because I was going to make some alternative dolls. And I ended up giving it to my friend because she hadn't even started rooting yet. But I thought, well, you know, maybe she wants to make a clown. She does have a clown kit. And she had said she was going to make it. So I sent that hair to her because I'm not going to use it. I can't make myself do it. It's too difficult. And the human hair was equally difficult for a different reason. It's very thick. It wasn't from a child or a baby, because baby hair would be too short. And child hair, most children that have fine enough hair to use, it's too short. And so this was just, I don't know, maybe it was older child hair. I don't know, but it just wasn't anything I wanted to work with. I didn't like doing it. But I did get some beautiful hair from them that was, they called it strawberry blonde. It was a mixture of blonde and red together. Oh, it was beautiful hair. And it was what they called wavy hair. It wasn't curly and it wasn't straight. It was wavy, and it rooted so beautifully. I loved that hair. I wish I'd gotten 4 or 5 more packs of that, but you know, I didn't have a lot of money, and I was just trying to get an order in before they went out of business because everything was marked down. And I thought, great time to get some stuff. And because I ordered right at the nick of time before they closed their doors for good, they sent me some free stuff too, which was more hair. One of them was an extra pack of the human hair, and one of them was an extra pack of that beautiful strawberry blonde hair. Ooh, I was so glad to get that. And I thought I was glad to get the human hair too until I started trying to root it. And I thought, okay, this is not what I thought. I actually thought that even though it was human hair, it would be, you know, finer. I don't know what I thought. I just thought, I didn't think it would be that coarse. It was too coarse. And the needle just wouldn't hardly catch it. And even if you pushed it through the head, it came right back out. And it just looked extra bad. I just didn't like it at all. I know some people do seek out human hair, but hopefully they're getting child hair instead of older people's hair. I don't know what age the person that hair came from was. I just know it didn't seem like child hair to me. But the mohair I buy actually says it's kid hair, and a kid is a baby goat, and it's not a baby. It's not like it was first born or anything. They're a kid until they're 2 years old, but it is supposed to be their first shearing, and so it's the finest hair they'll ever grow. And so, yeah, at least that's what they advertise it as being. So, you know, I know there's some more hair that's maybe, I don't know, they just pick a certain kind of a goat. I don't know how any goat hair can be any different from any other goat hair, unless it's a different breed of goat, or they just, like people, have different thicknesses of hair. You know, some people have very fine hair and some people have coarser hair. And I guess goats can be that way too. I don't really know. But they claim that their hair is higher quality. And I'm thinking, isn't a goat just a goat? I really don't know. I've never bought any of that really expensive hair. There's some that cost like $89. I looked it up. Somebody in the doll groups asked the question, what kind of hair do you root with? And somebody gave a name. I don't remember what it was. And I looked it up. I said, I want to see what kind of quality that hair. And they claim it's really good quality, and it's $89 for a half ounce, or maybe it was a fourth ounce. I don't know. But I said, at that price, I'd have to charge $600 for my doll. You know, hair's expensive to root already, but $89 for a quarter of an ounce, you'd probably need, I don't know how much you'd need. On some dolls, it seems like I can do it with a quarter ounce, and on some dolls, I have to have more. So I don't know what the difference is. I just know there is one. And I'm going, what if I needed more? And it's $89 for a quarter of an ounce. Nope, can't do that. Okay, I'm going to do his lips and nails now. And then I have a doll in the oven, and when it comes out, I will put him in. And I don't know how long it'll be. Well, it won't matter to y'all anyway, because by the time you can see the video, well, I don't know. It has to download. It takes such a long time for them to download. I'll have his whole series done before 2 episodes are probably downloaded. Because of the slowness of the internet. And so saying I'll be back in a few minutes to finish them up won't make any difference, because the video might not post till tomorrow or the next day, depending on how fast the internet was. Now, yesterday, I was trying to post Lane and Candy's videos, and they were going so exceptionally slow. And then when I got up this morning, I got up rather early. It was about 4 o'clock this morning because I just couldn't sleep anymore. My arm was hurting. I'm having some trouble with the tendons in my arm. I have tendon damage from a medicine I took. If you can even believe a medicine can mess up the tendons in your arm, it did. Anyway, if I do too much with my arm, especially my right arm because it's my dominant arm, it hurts. It makes them hurt. And so my arm had hurt all night last night, and I didn't want to take a pain pill because they hyped me up so much. So I was just kind of not sleeping because I was hurting. And so around 4 o'clock this morning, I said, oh, heck with it, I'm just getting up. And so I got up and I came in here and started a video downloading. And you know, like 30 minutes later, it was downloaded. I go, okay, what a difference it makes. And I got all the rest of Candy and Lane's videos downloaded this morning. It went that fast. And now I'm having trouble getting Caspian's to download. It took 5 hours for his first part. And I'm going, okay, that's weird. Because just a little earlier, they were downloading fast. But that's the way the internet is. 1 minute, it'll tell you on the screen how much longer they estimate it's going to take for your video to download, and it's probably calculated by how fast the internet speed is at that moment, because it'll go 15 hours, 2 hours, 30 minutes. You know, it just keeps jumping from one amount to the next. And it has to do with, you know, how fast the internet's going at that moment. And that probably has to do with how many people are on it in your area and stuff. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, not many people are going to be on the internet, you wouldn't think. And so it was downloading really fast, all the way up to about, I don't know, noon. And then it started getting very slow. And I don't know. I just don't know how long it'll take to get Caspian's videos downloaded because of the slow internet. It's possible I could get them all downloaded tonight, and it's possible that I can't. I just don't know which one to go with. Before I put him in, though, I'm going to let him dry a little longer, and I'm going to crease him again before I put him in, because I want his creasing to show, and some of it rubbed off when I painted him the last time. Not a lot, most of it stayed, but in a few little certain particular spots it did kind of rub off. So I'll be just going over those spots a little bit and getting him back in the oven for a bake. And when I come back, I'll just do his next coat, and you know, whatever amount of time it takes to get them all downloaded, that's just how long. I can do a doll in a day, but it takes sometimes 3 days to download the videos. It's really that slow sometimes. Sometimes not. Sometimes you can get them downloaded in a few hours. Just depends. So we're going to see with Caspian. Once his videos download, I'll be moving on to another doll. I usually don't start another doll. Sometimes I do, but not usually. If I haven't downloaded all the videos of the one I'm working on, or just finished working on. Like when Caspian goes up for hair, if his videos are not downloaded, I won't start another doll that I'm recording until his videos all download. That's what I usually do. Not always. Sometimes I go on to the next doll, and then I have a mixture of dolls to try to download at one time, and it gets a little confusing. You have to look in the video and go, I think that's Caspian. I used to use a sign and put it up at the beginning so I could tell, but that just was tacky. I didn't like doing that. Okay, that's his nails and his lips. So we're going to let him sit here a minute or two while the other doll finishes. And then whenever that doll's finished, he'll go back in for his next bake. And then we'll come back and do his next stuff. So in the meantime, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And happy reborning.